This video is going to introduce you to Kahoot, which is an online tool for educators working in elementary all the way up until university. It's very easy for the educator to set up. The students are really engaged and enjoy the activity, as well as the information that you can collect is quick and easy to collect and provides you with a lot of important data to guide your teaching practices. This is a Kahoot that I prepared for a high school chemistry unit on type 1 ionic compounds, where I taught this material the 2 or 3 days prior, and then I started class the next day with this Kahoot as a formative check-in to see how the students were doing with the material. There are 2 types of Kahoots. The first is the classic, where each player or student has their own device. The one that I use every time is called team mode, where 1 or 2 or 3 different students all share one device. This is good just in case all students don't have their own devices, as well as it allows for team and student-to-student discussion. I'm going to go ahead and select team mode. What you see on the left-hand side is what the teacher screen or desktop or projector would show. On the right-hand side, you have the student's mobile. Okay, it just shows what the students would be viewing on their device. The students would have to make sure they're connected to the internet on their device, and then go to this website, kahoot.it, and it brings up what they see on their device. The game pin is found on screen, and they're going to enter that in. Once they've entered that in, they'll select enter, and they need to come up with their own team name. I'm just going to go with my initials. And then, depending on how many students are on the same team, they need to come up with their own nickname. 1 per student that is playing. When they're ready, they can click ready to join, and you'll now see on the teacher screen or projector that there's 1 team participating in this Kahoot, and the start button is able to be clicked. That won't happen until all devices have signed in, as well as provided a nickname. Once the start button is clicked, go ahead and select that. It's going to bring up my first question, which is how is the chemistry unit going so far? It's just a quick formative check-in to see how the students are doing with the material. They have a 30-second time limit on this, and I think that my chemistry unit so far, I'm doing pretty good with it, and it's going good. So I'm going to select the yellow response on my device. Okay, it brings up that I got the correct answer on the device, as well as it shows this +0. And this is a feature that I've disabled, where I do not want to assign points for how fast and correct the students' responses are. That just comes down to knowing the class that you're working with, whether or not a point system would be a good or a bad thing for them. On screen for the teacher, it shows how many students did each response. So for the first one, we're looking at 0 said it was going okay, 0 said they were having difficulty, and 1, which was my response, said it's going good. To go to the next question, you click next. It shows you the question, how are ionic compounds formed, and then allows the students 5 seconds of team talk or thinking time, as well as showing an image in this question. There's 60 seconds time limit for this question, and I'm going to say for ionic compounds, electrons are transferred from the metal to the non-metal. So I'm going to select the red or the triangle on my screen. It's going to tell me that I got it correct, and again, not assigning any points for this Kahoot. Up on the screen, I use this tool to see how many students got the correct answer. In this case, all of 1 got the correct answer, but maybe if a large majority of them chose the incorrect answer, I can bring back my image and talk about how ionic compounds are formed by selecting Show Image. I can then look at this being the metal, sodium, and chlorine being the nonmetal, and you can see from this image that 1 electron has been donated from sodium to chlorine. Okay, that turned that into a sodium plus ion and a chlorine minus ion. Let's go to question 3. What is the correct name for the following compound? Again, I've inserted an image here, AlCl3. and there's a 60-second time limit on this. I can look at these answers and say it's either aluminum chlorine, aluminum trichlorine, aluminum chloride with lowercase letters, and aluminum chloride with capital words. Okay, I'm going to select aluminum chloride, all lowercase, and again, it's going to show me my number count of students that got correct answer. For the final question, we're looking at the correct formula for strontium chloride. 5 seconds of team talk, as well as 90 seconds, so you can adjust the time for each question. I'm going to go ahead and select the incorrect answer for this one, just for you to see. SR2Cl2, which is red. The students would then see on their device that I got the answer incorrect, as well as a nice little encouragement message. So we're going to go next to end the quiz. At the end, it does show kind of who are the top teams. I got 3 correct, 1 incorrect, and then I'm going to go to get results. Okay, this is a really neat feature of the Kahoot. You're able to have the students input and they rate the Kahoot. So maybe I thought it was a 4. Did I learn something? Yes. And would I recommend it? Yes, I hope so. And to continue, how am I feeling about everything so far? I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm going to give that feedback to my teacher, which is good as an educator to see. I'm going to then select final results, which will bring you to the final scoreboard page. And the important thing for this page is to look at the save results, and we can either save them to the drive or download them. There will be another video on downloading and reading the results for Kahoot. I'd encourage you to check that out if you have questions.